Hi guys, it's Jane, and today I'm going to be doing another Analects of Confucius video. And just starting right where we left off, we were at 제2편 위정편에 있었는데요. 어떤 사람이 공자께 여쭈었다. 선생님은 어찌 정치를 하지 않으십니까? 공자께서 말씀하셨다. 서경에 이르기를 오직 효도하며 형제간에 우애롭게 지내며 그것을 정치에 베푼다 하였다. 이 또한 정치를 하는 것이니 어찌 꼭 정치에 참여하는 것만을 정치라 하겠는가? It's interesting because his answer is very unexpected, you know? And in English, this would be, someone addressed Confucius, saying, Sir, why are you not engaged in the government? The master said, What does the Shu Churing say of filial piety? I'm sorry, my Chinese is just not good. You are filial. You discharge your brotherly duties. These duties are also displayed in government. This then also constitutes the exercise of government. Why must there be that making one be in the government? I think this one is quite self-explanatory. Confucius was never really heavily involved in politics, although many kings and many members of the royal families of many different kingdoms tried to bring him in. He always said no, from what I know. Don't rely on that, but he wasn't a philosopher that was heavily involved in politics. And I think that's a very admirable quality. Now the next quote is 공자께서 말씀하셨다. 사람이 믿음이 없으면 그의 좋은 점을 알 수 없다. 큰 수레에 멍을 맬 데가 없으면 작은 수레에 멍을 맬 데가 없으면 그것이 어떻게 앞으로 나아갈 수 있겠는가? I love this quote. I really love it. In English, it would be, the master said, I do not know how a man without truthfulness is to get on. How can a large carriage be made to go without the crossbar for yoking the oxen to, or a small carriage without the arrangement for yoking the horses? I think it has a really good meaning to it because it's saying that if you're not a truthful person, if you're not genuine, then really, no matter how much skill you have, you're really not going to get anywhere. I don't know, as you get older, I think it's easy to lose trust in people. Oh my god, my dog just came. Wait, I'm sorry. Look at my dog. Look at my dog. So this is Celine. I think I introduced her in another video. But yeah, she's a Cavapoo. So anyways, continuing with where we left off, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying, I'm going to be 16 pretty soon, and I think as we get older, it's pretty easy to get swept away in all the things that you have to do and want to do. A lot of the times you forget some of the qualities that we need to have towards people and to be, truthful, trusting people. In the end, before you die, you're not gonna remember if you have a lot of accomplishments, that's good, but I don't know, I don't think that's what makes a person likable or that's what makes a person true. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm in an emotional state right now. But anyways, next part. 자장이 여쭈었다. 10세대의 앞날을 미리 알 수 있으니까. 공자께서 말씀하셨다. 은나라가 하나라의 예를 이어받으니 덜고 보탠 것을 알 수 있고 주나라가 은나라의 예를 이어받으니 덜고 보탠 것을 알 수 있다. 만일 주나라를 계승하는 나라가 있다면 100세대 후의 일이라도 알 수 있다. Now, this is a hard quote, but if I'm to say it in English, Tzu Chang asked whether the affairs of 10 ages after could be known, basically asking, can you predict the future? But the answer that Confucius had to this was the Yin dynasty followed the regulations of the Xiao, wherein it took from or added to them may be known. The Chao dynasty had followed the regulations of the Yin, wherein it took or added to them may be known. Some other may follow the Chao, but though it may be at the distance of 100 ages, its affairs may be known. As someone that loves history, I greatly agree with this quote. And I'm not going to explain so much about it because I think I said when I first started this channel that I don't want my channel to be a place where I tell you that this is what it means, because honestly, sometimes it's hard for me as a student to interpret what Confucius meant by these. And also I think since we're all different people, I think we can all have our individual interpretations of it. But still, nonetheless, I wanted to share these with you. I think my final quote for today is nearing. It's 공자께서 말씀하셨다. 제사 지내야 할 대상이 아닌데 제사 지내는 것을 그 귀신에게 아첨하는 것이요. 의를 보고도 행하지 않는 것은 용기가 없는 것이다. Oh, the 제사 is actually a very interesting topic in Korea because, as you know, Korea has a very low birth rate. And people are saying that like a lot of the reason for this is because in Korea, when a woman has a baby, it's very hard for her to go back to work. And Korea is like deeply rooted in it. Korea is still a very Confucianist society, and we hold many of the same morals that we had back in the Joseon dynasty. So I do agree to some extent that it is very hard. And like another issue that arises with this topic, I think, is the topic of Tisa, which a lot of Korean families have ancestral rites, sometimes up to like 10 times a year, which is basically where you give thanks to your ancestors. But most of the time it's the daughter-in-law who has to prepare all the dishes and do this, which is why a lot of young women don't want to, and that's why they don't like to get married to a guy whose family holds a lot of ancestral rights. I personally like Tisa because I think it's an interesting part of history and culture that we can preserve. But also I do think it needs a little modernizing. But anyways, I just wanted to share that point because it's kind of an ongoing social issue in Korea. Anyways, that quote that I just read in English, it would be, the master said, for a man to sacrifice to a spirit which does not belong to him is flattery. To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage. I'm sorry, I'm reading it like a robot, but it's fairly straightforward. So on that note, we have actually ended the second chapter. 이렇게 위정편이 끝났는데요. 다음 편에서는 I'll be introducing the third chapter of the Analects, and I hope to see you then. I hope today's video was fun.